Yo guys, I'm back with another Inside the Mind, and in today's episode we're going to be looking at one of the most outrageous things that happened over the weekend. This young man right here went 15-0 while starting every single game 2-0 down. If you didn't hear what I just said, yes, he went 15-0 while starting every single game 2 goals down. But before I show you the team and tactic that he used, YouTube have informed me that 80% of my viewers are not subscribed, so I'd highly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Anyway, these are the 4-2-2 tactics that he was using. The main thing you'll notice is the half winger and playmaker on roaming. For this formation, it is very important to have your attack lopsided in one direction, and for him, it worked out perfectly. Bearing in mind, both Harder and Olise only have one plus. They don't have double plus in these roles. Anyway, the short passing build up. Listen, if you're not playing short passing, you need to be playing it. It's absolutely amazing. The passing options that you receive in this is next to none. There's nothing that compares to it. So you're probably wondering, how on earth did he do this? And I'm going to do my best to explain and show you exactly what he did to win these games whilst being 2-0 down in every single game. So to start with, in this video, we're going to be looking at 4 separate things that make him stand out as an absolutely amazing player. To begin with, his pressing. Listen, I've played against this guy twice, maybe 3 times. His press is the most suffocating thing on this planet. I don't even mean that in a horrible way. I cannot get past him. He presses you so quickly and so efficiently. The second you think you're out, he's got you again. He's caught you in a trap. It's absolutely ridiculous, honestly. Second, we're going to have a look at his goal scoring ability. He is so unreal when it comes to in and around the box. He can score from absolutely anywhere. He tries his best not to score Travellas because he doesn't like playing like a rat, which is what makes him even better. Some of the finesse shots, some of the Travellas, the corners that we're scoring, he doesn't even do them and still he's better than us. And the final two, we're going to look at how he deals with tight spaces and dribbles through absolutely anything. And lastly, we're going to see how he telegraphs ahead to make sure he's 1 or 2 steps ahead of his opponents at all times. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to look at how he maneuvers tight spaces in and around the box. In this general area, I'm telling you, if he has the ball, he's most likely going to score. Especially with how overpowered the low-driven shot is, he's almost guaranteed a goal as long as he can manage to find a way in this area. So I'm actually going to slow it down so you can pay attention to what he does. The small motions that he does to send players. That little motion backwards has disrupted the guy's defense immediately. And the little tiki-taka, the same skill, look at what the guy does. He pulls out his foot, clicks circle, and then again. It's a simple goal. All this is because he's able to play in these intricate little areas with patience, composure, and first of all, something that no one can do. Skills like that in that area where first of all you're doing tiki-taka passes and then you do a bold move special into an easy shot. It's absolutely outrageous and it's something pretty much I only see him do. I watch players all the time. I watch pros. There's no one that does it the way he does it. It's ridiculous. And this is another example. In the same game, a couple minutes later, he does the exact same thing. He's patient. He's able to step away from players. He knows when to speed boost. So he can still do the abusing the meta like everyone else when he needs to. One little speed boost. And look, he knows there's no point shooting. Pass it back. Low driven. It's absolutely amazing. Stuff like that. It's the details. It's the little things that make you good at the game. And he's got them all down to a T. Okay, let me quickly just show you what I mean by he absolutely suffocates you when you're trying to play out the back. He's so good at switching different players. Like, just pay attention to this. He switches in this sequence about 6 or 7 times to a different player and holds R1 to press at the same time with another player. Easy finish. Obviously 2-0 down to 3-2 in 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes he's turned the game around just like that. And he's in a winning situation. But why is that? You need to pay attention to his right stick switching. Like, I'm going to slow it down so you can see properly. Okay, he switched once and held R1 once. That's twice. That's 3 times in that already, in that one little gap. And now look at how many times he does it. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And bang, he's got the ball back. And then from there, it's 1 or 2 simple passes, a little bit of a speed boost with Martial into the gap. no one's catching him, and then it's a simple green across goal. Listen, he switched about 8 times total, 4 at the beginning and 4 after that pass backwards. Look at that. You need to learn how to right stick switch properly. It's absolutely outrageous what you can do. And if you can constantly switch and hold R1 to press at the same time, listen, there's no one on this planet that's beating your press. Here's another clip from the exact same game, and I've preached this before. You need to adapt to the game as it's happening. In this instance, he loses the ball high up the pitch and immediately, look how many switches, how many times he's holding R1 to switch into the player whilst pressing with his left stick, and look, green time across goal. That's 2 goals back to back. The first one, he identified that he can press the guy high up the pitch and he's going to panic. The second one, he does the exact same thing because he identified it from the first goal. And look, even in this instance, he's done the exact same thing. He's grabbed the ball high up the pitch. And from here, he's so very good at these tight spaces. It's a bit of composure, keep your head, and the rest is fine. And here's another thing that we're going to mark off the list. His tight space work is absolutely unparalleled. There's no one better than him at these tight spaces. Look how many times he does the bold move special, a step over cancel, lack of cancel, whatever it might be. All of this is all, it's absolutely by design. It's ridiculous what he's doing. It's absolutely ridiculous. And who's going to stop that? Tell me. You could kick swear, that's going to get you a foul, a penalty, and it's all over. There's so many little moves that he does in and around the box, even in these areas where someone's very close to him. The player lock cancel into there, and then look, he creates a goal scoring opportunity. But all of this happens simply because he's good in tight spaces. If anyone's near him, he knows how to get the ball to the other side of them. So even if they click circle, it might just be a foul. They're never going to give that ball back. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a game in which he was 4-0 down at halftime, and I'm going to show you exactly how and why he managed to win this game whilst being 4-0 down at 6-0. In and around 6, 7, 8 wins, you start getting the tougher opponents. And listen, he still managed to pull it out of the bag. It's absolutely outrageous. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so to begin with, listen, no one's going to say there's no element of luck in winning sort of games like this. However, if you're not in these situations, you can't get the luck. For me, a lot of this that he does in and around this area, you bounce into players and it means you could get the bounce back. Look, that's twice already. I don't know what that glitch is, but again, you don't get chances like this. And look, this is the third time. That should have been a save. That's 3 for 3. In games like this, sometimes you need this sort of luck. However, like I said, if you're not in these goal scoring opportunities, goals like this will not happen. So anytime you complain about other people it was such a lucky goal, if he didn't put himself in that situation, that quote unquote luck does not happen. And as you can just see, another example of how his high press is absolutely outrageous. There's nothing you can do. And look, from here, he goes in, makes it 4-2, just like that. But again, high press. He's able to do it so incredibly well. And for me, look, again, the second you lose the ball, in instances like this, you have permission to be able to just rush out at people. And look, he's never going to miss an opportunity like this. A green time Trivela. I know I mentioned earlier he doesn't really like taking those shots, but when everything's on the line, a record as crazy as this is on the line, you have to take those shots. But again, like I said earlier, you need to be able to press high and from the front. Although it leaves your team very exposed like it is right now, the second you win the ball, you have so many passing options. Just like now, he's won the ball back and look, he can go. And again, a little bit of patience in front of goal, in and around these little areas, do the cutbacks, do whatever you need to do. And look, he's basically created a goal scoring opportunity out of thin air. And why? Again, like I mentioned, a high press. He's able to do it so incredibly well. Okay, I'm going to show you another thing that makes him so good at this game. These little hesitation thingies that he does, constantly false player locking, making players fall into it. Like look here, he makes the guy move away from the wing so he can exploit this wide space. And again, that little hesitation, look at where he goes from there. 2 passes in and he gets a very big opportunity. Although he can't capitalize because of the player's defender, he creates that opportunity. How? First of all, hesitation down the line. And if you don't play this game enough, you won't know. Going down the line is the way to go because the cutback opportunities that you get, the second, like I've explained before, the second you get past this line, you have a free shot at goal, I'll be honest. 2 passes in, one ping into your striker, and it's a simple goal. And he knows how to exploit that absolutely perfectly. And okay, look, we go back to the same premise, pressing high up the pitch. Look at how he forces the player. Look, in this instance already, we've seen 3 or 4 times he switched to one player, held R1 with the other. What this does is it forces a player in one direction, and he knows that this is the direction that he needs them to go. Come down this way, and he keeps doing it. He marks that centre back up top, and look, that's the first time he gets the ball back. The second time he gets the ball back, and then look, very very simple for him. Easy. It's such an easy goal. But again, high press. He's so incredibly good at it. I'm telling you, I wasn't joking. When I played him, he suffocates you. Think of it like Fortnite. He jumps into your box. It's absolutely unbelievable how quick he is to react. And it's like a web. You think you've made it safe, but you're playing into his trap. That's all it is. It's absolutely outrageous. Okay, listen, he concedes that goal, right? And look at what he does. Although he's angry, you can see him above my head. He's a bit upset about the goal. He should have conceded it. He moves the keeper and everything. Look at the way he stays composed in game. Listen, you can say whatever you need to say. You can swear, you can this, you can that. But as long as you're composed in game, it doesn't matter. And look, he knows he needs to overload this guy very, very quickly. However, he needs to stay patient. And look, when I say patience, passing backwards is a sign of patience because you don't always need to be going forward. And in this instance, look at how many options he's created. And then look, speed boost, double tap X, easy, easy goal. But do you know how many opportunities he created in that one instance to score a goal? But he picked the absolute perfect time to go and hit the guy on the break. And that's exactly when you're at your weakest. The guy made so many players go on runs. He made his right back go on a run, his cam go on a run, his striker go on a run. But look at what he did. He looked for a simple speed boost and it was so easy for him. So easy. And look, just like that, within the space of 4 or 5 in-game minutes, he's gone from 5-4 down to 6-5 up. I'm telling you, this guy's IQ is unparalleled. You cannot compete with this guy in game. As long as he's locked in and he's not mucking around, there's no one that could beat this guy. And then again, as per usual, look, it's the end of the game. A little bit of game management goes a long way. I would hate to get in a situation like this and then I start trying to go for a goal to appease the other player. Game management is the way. Don't worry about the rest of it. It's absolutely outrageous when people tell me, oh, you're wasting time at the end of the game. I'm here to win the game. It's as simple as that. I'm here to win the game. He does the exact same thing here. And another thing, I just wanted to highlight another game. He's 3-0 down. And he somehow manages to win the game 5-3. You don't understand. He has to be absolutely perfect in these games to concede 2 and then go ahead and win the game. I'm telling you, you need perfect defense and perfect offense. And think of it as a basketball game. In the last couple minutes of a game, you need to have a turnover, first of all, and then on top of that, go and score a point. It's outrageous to the fact that he did this 15 times in a row. People struggle to win games in general. He did it with such a big handicap. It's outrageous. Okay, listen, we're going to have a look at his 15th game now. When I tell you this is some of the best gameplay I've ever seen, it's near enough perfection, going offensively and defensively. Listen, and sometimes even if you concede, it's a situation where it's amazing defense but there's better offense, and there's nothing you can do, especially in a game of FIFA like this, where stuff like this happens all the time. You're better than the player, but they still manage to score. You've perfectly locked them down, they still manage to score. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so after conceding 2, this is his first goal. I want you to pay attention to a couple of things here, right? The second he plays the ball to his striker, in this instance, look at the first touch. Away from the defender. Is dragging the ball away from the defender. And then look, he's got 2 options. One in Martial and one in the runner. And again, he's so incredibly good at this. Another touch away from the defender so they can't touch it. One pass into Royce, making the run, and then again, like I've said before, absolute and pure composure in front of goal. Take your time, there's no rush. I'm telling you, I've said it so many times before. The defender is the one that's meant to be panicking, not you as an attacker. And now look, straight down the other side of the pitch, we're going to have a look at what I explained at the beginning of this clip. This is a situation where it's absolutely amazing defense. Look at what he does. He switches. Here, he should have the ball. This should be his ball all day long. But again, when the game doesn't want you to get the ball, you're not getting the ball. somehow, even after and anticipate again another time, Cucurella should have got the ball there. That's 3 attempts to get the ball. He's not been given the ball. And then look, it's a simple low driven from Gareth Bale. What are you meant to do about that? It's absolute perfect defense. He's done nothing wrong in my eyes. Nothing wrong. But the game did not allow it to go forward. And here, looking at his next goal, very simple. He player locks it into Martial. And then, like I said, in these tight spaces, he's so incredibly good at dribbling. 1 or 2 step overs. Bold move special. Sends the guy backwards. You need to pay attention to the centre back. As he does that, he sends him backwards, which gives him the gap. Pay attention to the Upamecano. He jumps back, and now look, you see that little bit of hesitation. Now there's all of a sudden a gap that was never ever going to be there. And then again, like I said in front of goal, he could have gone across. The guy, very silly of him, moves the keeper, and then it's a simple goal. But look, I can say simple all I want. When you pay attention and look at it slowed down, every single thing he did there was calculated. He knew he needed to dribble. He knew he needed to do the step overs to create space and separation. And then on top of that, he did the bold moon special, got away from the player, stayed patient in front of goal, and that's how he scored. So when I say patience and that was an easy goal, it was not easy. There was an accumulation of years worth of experience on the game, years worth of staying ahead of your opponent. It's absolute perfection. And then again, here's another example. He moves the keeper perfectly, but of course, the one place you don't want it to bounce to, it bounces exactly there. It lands on the foot of the attacker. And look, like I said, when the game doesn't want you to win, you're not going to win. Anyway, straight down the other end. Let me show you again the same thing. Bold move special creates the separation. Brother, good God. Look up. I'm going back again. I'm doing this all in one take. Look at this. He does the bold move special. Look at the direction Pacho goes. Guys, come on. You're telling me this is an absolute genius. He's literally made him hesitate one way. The guy's already panicking. He wants to keep the lead. And look, speed boost in. The silly guy's, again, patient in front of goal from Bold Moon. But the guy keeps moving his keeper. He keeps doing the same thing. 3 goals from Martial. The same thing. The guy refuses. Instead of staying calm, he moves the keeper. Simple goal. I'm telling you, it's genius. You need to keep watching this guy. You need to watch more of him. And then this goal here, listen, this is just the basics. Player lock a player backwards, stay patient. He actually makes the player go on a run. This lady. And then look, he's very quick with the shot. And again, that's him 6-4 up. With the other player having a red card, you're not beating him. There's 2 minutes left. It's game over, just like that. No, but seriously, listen, you need to watch this guy if you want to improve. This is his YouTube. This is the exact video. If you want, his VOD is still up. If you want to go watch the entire thing, his VOD is still up. This is his YouTube. All his socials are here. I'm going to link them in the description as well. He's an absolute demon, not only at the game, his IQ is next level, his defending, his pressing. You're not going to get better than this guy. If you want to learn from someone, he is the man to go to. He streams on Twitch all the time. He streams on TikTok all the time. I would definitely recommend him. Anyway, I just wanted to say a big thank you to anyone that has made it throughout the entire video. And also, just make sure you're subbed to me. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and follow me on Twitch. Everything will be in the description. And again, if you want to learn more from an absolute amazing player, Bold Moon is the way to go. His links will all be in the description. Anyway, don't pay attention to what's on screen at the moment, yeah?